and welcome to Best WP7 Games. Today we're taking a look at Dreadnoughts Defense, a tower defense game that's released a few weeks back. This is a slightly late review, for reasons explained within my written review. Though to give you a short reason, simply when it came out there were certain problems with it that made it very difficult to play on my handset, making it unfair to review it in this condition it was in. So we agreed to let the developers work on a few patches and then give it a go after that. So anyway, as you can see, each level starts with a little introductory sequence given to you by a character. As you can see on the left, there is another character who will give you missions later on in the game, but both follow the same sort of basic design and the same sort of very simple explanations of what the next level is like to be and explaining any new enemies or techniques. So as you can see, as this is the first level, we've only got one type of tower to choose from, and there are these little planes flying across the clouds that we have to try and stop. So far, so simple. One thing you may have noticed is that obviously you drag to place, but when you drag them, it's not a smooth motion. They snap to the positions on the grid that they can be stopped, which actually feels a little bit odd. It's not a huge problem, but I can't help but feel it would work better if the animation was smooth, and instead of making the picture of your ship that you're placing jerking across the screen, if that was replaced with a little, a green outline square showing where it's going to be placed, while the actual image of the craft is kept moving smoothly. But that's just me. That's a preference rather than a necessity. Anyway, as you can see, everything is fairly straightforward here. Again, as this is the first level, but you've got the things you might expect. You can see my money going up in the bottom left-hand corner there. That's the 80 at the moment. Meanwhile, my health in the far bottom left, which is going down as I've not built a very effective defense here. And there we go. That's what you're presented with when you complete the mission. No sort of outro, which is a bit of a shame. I'll skip forward a bit to one of the later levels so you can see some of the things that you unlock. This isn't, as you may notice, I haven't finished the game, and again that's explained in my review, and I did actually get a lot further than this makes it look. So you can see I've got a wider range of options here, and I can upgrade my ships, so I've just done that. You may also notice that strange little turret in the bottom left, the one I placed first, which doesn't seem to actually damage the enemies. It turns their health bar black. What it's doing is it's doing two things. One, it can spray them with oil, which turns their health bar black and weakens their defense. So I don't know if you noticed, but anything that had been splotched by it in the first place was destroyed in one hit. Second, it collects oil, which is what you need to upgrade your turrets to their secondary level for the few turrets that have that option, which is what I've just done here. As you can see, it now fires a little explosive round, which actually hurts everything nearby. You know, so this is useful for hitting multiple enemies at once. It's doubly useful on certain types of enemy. I think we've actually already seen one, but I'll point it out again when it appears next. Misplaced that. Which is an enemy. Now you can see them now. These enemies with the little cloud around them, they're actually invisible. They can only be attacked when they've been hit by oil, which makes them visible to turrets. However, they can also be hit by the splash damage of an explosive shot. With these types, because your oil launching devices are quite slow in firing, it's splash damage is very important for dealing with them, as you simply can't coat them fast enough on a lot of levels to deal with all of them. Again, this isn't a perfect defense I've laid up here, as is fairly obvious. But as you can see, it's a nice touch. It does give a bit of... it means you actually have to work out a synergistic layout for your turrets. They have to support one another. And as a tower defense game, it works quite well. I've got to say, the levels are short, but quite well designed. There's only 4 types of turret, 2 of which can be upgraded to a secondary type. But within that, it covers all the bases that you'd want for complexity. And yeah, it's not bad. However, this is somewhat undone by You may notice the graphics, it's quite high resolution, but it's also very lacking in animation. And I already mentioned the way that placing turrets makes them jerk across the screen. But unfortunately, what I can't show you on this level, it's not so apparent, is that the more turrets and the more enemies there are, the slower the game gets. It really has struggles to run on this handset. And it also crashed and wiped my save, which isn't something that endears me to a game. So what this solely needs is more polish. It's a good game, but buyer beware. It's available on the marketplace now.